Alright, welcome back. We are going to speak with Leofard and Stasia at this, port of their own making. They're pirate hold. Floating island attached with a lot of docks and whatnot attached. Anyway, here's Leofard. Freedom for our skies. Let's open up a text doc just to make sure. Freedom. I just had, well, not just, my first ever time DMing and a D&D game. It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one-shot that I created with the help of somebody else who basically created the foundation for it. And then I tweaked little parts of the story and what I want to have happen and how I want things to work. But it was 4 hours. Started at 9 a.m. this morning for me, and started off very nervous, but it went well overall. The players that I had, people that I literally met online via Discord 6 days before, and they were great. Yeah, they made it. They made it better. They were very good. So here we go. Freedom for our skies. We might be waiting a while before Rodlia finally decides to wake up, but not so long that you've got time to flit away on some other adventure. Come join me in my quarters, and we can ask her a few questions as soon as she's ready to talk. Ote. I do. Actually, Red Mage hit 61, so... Stand, Dragoon. Enter Leofard's quarters. And speak with Leofard. Oh there, Mercy. Might as well make yourself comfortable while we wait on Rodlia. Besides, after fighting through them ruins, I'll wager you could use the rest. Cutscene here. Kate sits on the table. Utata is the Lalafell gal. Stasia brings in Rodlia, who seems okay. Rodlia looks at everybody gathered. There's some crossed arms. Where's the rest of my crew? Surely there were other survivors? Stasia shakes her head, and Rodlia looks downtrodden, dejected. Leofard's got his boots up on the table as he's sitting down. Tell me, Rodlia, what drove you to risk exploring old Mach? The compass sent you there, aye? But you were after the Void Ark. You knew something, didn't you? I found a book. We were looting these strange ruins in the Sea of Clouds, and one of the lads dug up a tome. It had passages that described the Void Ark and a powerful relic called the Nullstone. A tome scribed by a Makai sorcerer, mayhap. Captain, would you happen to know the author of this work? That was Kate Sith. I'm doing my best. Rodlia shakes her head, slowly. The words are muddled by obscuring magics, and 1,500 years have faded its pages. There is much that remains illegible, but what little my darling cutthroats and I could decipher suggests it was written by a mage of exceptional status. She flops the thick book on the table. See for yourself. If what the book says is true, the Ark is a source of immeasurable power. With that ship under my command and the mysteries of Mach in my possession, I had thought to crown myself Queen of the Skies. And look how well that turned out. What manner of sky pirate, what manner of queen, can't even keep her own crew alive? Radlia, is it not? Would I be correct in assuming that you seek revenge against the Void Sent who slaughtered your comrades? Radlia slams a fist on the table. Of course I want revenge. That hell-spawned shite gobbler killed my crew. If he were here right now, I'd gouge out his eyes and choke him to death with my bare, bloody hands. You are not alone in your desire to bring an end to these abominations, Captain. Will you not join us in our endeavor to secure peace for the skies? Will you not join the Talon's strength to ours? That Kate Sith is speaking for Leofard and his crew is kind of strange, but Leofard seems okay with it. She looks to him and gives like a little, sure. You know, that kind of nod to the head, you know. What strength? The way things are right now, I doubt I could keep the peace in a monastery. This has not to do with personal grudges either. I just don't have the men. All my best fighters died in the ruins, and the dregs that are left are scarce sharp enough to be called talons. Leofard leans his head back, looks to the ceiling, and then looks back. Did you leave your spine back in the ruins, Rodlia? You've had your wings clipped, and no mistake, but that's no reason to give up the life. I thought we'd rescued a sky pirate, not some cur that turns tail when her pack ain't there to bite for her. She looks, befuddled, shocked, angry, I don't know. I know what you're trying to do, Red Bill, but I've lost my taste for glory. You can have that cursed book, just be sure to make that bastard pay. She walks out. Hey, Furball. How quickly do you think you can decipher that ratty old tome? I need you to figure out exactly how your relic works. Aye, you sent that one fiend squealing in fear, but that ain't enough. From what you've told... Aye, you sent that one fiend squealing in fear, but that ain't enough. From what you've told me, we'll need to aim for some of that obliteration if we're gonna take on the Shadow Queen. The rest of you, put everything you got into what you do best, be that research or blade work. Overdoing it is doing it just right, if you get my meaning. My Dragoon helm has like these little 4 red eyes, like basically mimicking what a dragon's head might look like if it had 4 eyes, but I don't know. We all leave. We see Leofard still sitting, feet up on the desk. I'll decorate my walls with void-sent heads if I have to. The sky should belong to no one. And the camera pans up to the painting behind him on the wall of his beloved. Or who I assume is his beloved. It could be his sister. Or mother. I don't know. Or daughter. Fuck. But probably not daughter, given the age. We cut to another scene with a bat. Just one single bat flying through kind of some ruins. And then it morphs into this gigantic black sphere, which just kind of drops Diabolos from it. And he's at the top of this pyramid thing, but in front of this gigantic black floating pyramid. And that like snake-like dude who we saw in the cutscenes after the last raid has floated up next to him. Diabolos says, "The null stone hath fallen into mortal hands." I don't have good voice acting. "1,000 apologies, Lord Diabolos. I shall personally wring each and every one of their scrawny necks," says Ferdiad, the kind of cobra-necked, minotaur-horned, weird conglomeration of mythic body parts dude. "The time for skulking in shadows hath ended. I am grown weary of these meddling vermin." He spreads his wings out, roars to the sky. The power of the Shadow Queen waxeth full. Soon mine ardent desire shall pass from dream into dark reality. He flies up and down, just like dives into the swirling mists below this gigantic black man-made like metal pyramid thing with these sections. And freedom for our skies is complete. Excuse me. Okay, let's talk to Stasia. Uno más tiempo. Where shadows reign. Is that? Oh, okay. R-E-I-G-N. If that matters to you. Mercy, Kate Sith just sent me out to find you. You've a proper knack for showing up at just the right time. You know that? Anyway, Kate Sith cracked open that tome, what we got from Rodlia, and has been studying all the Nullstone secrets. He thinks he may be onto something important, not just concerning Diabolos and the Shadow Queen, but also the cat himself. Come on back to the Parrot, and we can all hear what he has to say together. Hold on. Let me switch out my little minion on my minion roulette. Wind up Parsifal. May he rest in peace. Alright, we're back to the Parrot, the floating docks on this one little floating island. Okay, we're back inside Leofard's room, meeting room, bedroom, whatever you want to call it. Kate Sith is on the table. We'll talk to Kate Sith. Cutscene. Meow. He's holding up the tome, the thick book that Rodlia slammed on the table, and it starts to glow with some purple runes and designs and patterns all along the book cover, front, side, and back. As I suspected, this tome was penned by a Makai sorcerer of superior standing, as well as detailing the methods by which the full power of the Nullstone might be unleashed. Its pages also contain a number of revelations concerning my master, High Void Mage Cessair. C-E-S-S-A-I-R, Cessair? If these histories are to be trusted, then it seems that Cessair herself was responsible for summoning Diabolos. But I thought you said that your master was opposed to supporting the war effort. Why would she be the one to call up that bat-winged monster? Stasia says. He puts the book down. Cessair only agreed to the ritual as a means to bring the conflict to an early resolution. From what I can glean from these passages, Diabolos was intended as a bluff, a threat that was never to be exercised. The tome stopped glowing once it was put down. But those arrogant imbeciles ignored my master's carefully laid restrictions and elected to unleash the fiend upon Omdapor. It was when Cessair moved to protest this act that she was branded a traitor and imprisoned. Everybody looks a little bit shocked and taken aback. Once they had contained the opposition, quote-unquote, the Void Mages studied all manner of otherworldly arts at the taloned feet of their new pet, the most dangerous of which was the rite for summoning Skathak, and the method for chaining her power. Yet even after all they had perpetrated, these ambitious fools had the gall to come crawling to Cessair when the coming of the great floods was predicted. They begged her to take control of the Void Ark for the salvation of the Makai people. As you saw for yourself, however, the energies of the Shadow Queen broke loose and turned the vessel into a derelict nest of voidsent. It seems obvious now that the arts taught by Diabolos were deliberately flawed. The only saving grace in all this madness was when that damnable fiend was sealed away by the white mages of Omnipor. I shudder to think what would have happened had he been reunited with his queen. So now, 1500 years later, Diabolos is looking to finish what he started. I thought that the bat-faced bastard was just some opportunistic underling, but it turns out he's the main villain behind this whole mess. Were Cessair alive today, she would accept responsibility for unleashing Diabolos upon the world. As the High Void Mage's familiar, it is my duty to act in her stead. I have deciphered the secrets of the Nullstone, and with its undiluted power shall I erase Diabolos from existence. I like your spirit, Puss, but try not to rush in too quickly, eh? Getting yourself killed won't do us, or your master, any good. Cait Sith nods. Wait. No one's rushing in anywhere just yet. Or have you forgotten that we're still in the middle of scouting out the Fiend's lair? We've got the compass to go by, aye, but who knows what kind of place it'll lead us to, or how many demons will be lying in wait when we get there. We fly in with our eyes open, or risk getting slaughtered just like the Talons. Oh yes, speaking of which, the tome made mention of a potential location for... The whole structure seems to kind of shudder and shake a little bit. Leofard goes rushing out. Cait Sith. We all nod to each other and then go rushing out after him. The cutscene continues with us all rushing. And there are downed people, smoke from a couple spots, and Leofard gets launched back. Like up and back. Leofard! Says Stasia. He's on the ground. Ouch. Behind! He's behind you! Yeah! Curse you, fiend! Uh-oh. So Cait Sith is on the ground now, having maybe been bludgeoned in the head by Diabolos, who's floating here with a mallet in one hand for some... Oh, it might be that... Isn't there like a glowing key mallet thing that Cait Sith had? At last! At long last! Cait Sith is starting to get up. This is far from over, demon! We'll not allow an abomination like the Shadow Queen to rule this world. Then thou knowest not of ruling. It is might which decideth dominion. Cait Sith glowers. But believe what thou mayest, frail creature. Your playthings, your screams of denial shall amuse me as I send this rock, and all upon it to shatter upon the ground below. Lightning starts to emanate from his body. And I'm in Dragoon gear. This is probably perfect for me, but a gunshot hits Diabolos in the face, and it is from a bunch of airships that have come to play, and they belong to the green cloaked, robed, whatever, Talons and Rodlia. There's one single pistol shot to the face from a Talon on Rodlia's ship. Gods, is that Rodlia? Where's she been hiding that ship? Says Stasia. It's a big, long, phallic kind of shaped ship, but I would not tire my arm with the swatting of so many flies. The Nullstone is mine, and there is yet much to be done. Diabolos launches into the air and flies off into a portal of his own making, which disappears after he crosses the threshold. Leofard looks up to the ship with Rodlia. She smirks, knowing that she's done some good and saved the day a little bit. Alright, Leofard, what's up? Another cutscene here. Well, well, ain't I a lucky sod? 2 demons in one day. Found some new dogs to lick your boots, Rodlia. To lick your boots, Rodlia? Is that any way to welcome me back to the life? You needed allies, and persuading our reluctant fellows to join in common purpose is a feat only a woman of my charming beauty could accomplish. And besides, you look too injured to be of much use to anyone. You'd best take to your bed, old man, and let me and your champion there take care of their void scent. What? So you can tuck tail and run again at the first sign of trouble? You'd not even be standing there if it weren't for me, and even with me arm busted up, I'm still twice the pirate you are. Kate Sith looks a bit troubled. Nay, I think you should stay behind this time, Leofard. We must pursue Diabolos without you. Time is of the essence, and we cannot afford to wait for you to heal. We must take advantage of Captain Rodlia's reinforcements and proceed with all haste. Did the demon drop you on your head, Furball? Without me there to run things, they'll just end up getting in Mercy's way, and no one's making haste anywhere until we know what we're flying into. Again, Captain Rodlia may hold the answer to that dilemma. I suspect that the island where she uncovered the Makai tome is the very location where Diabolos has chosen to lair. This floating marvel I speak of is not a natural occurrence. It was constructed as a haven for refugees of the floods. The tome makes very clear reference to the island's purpose and describes in detail the void-sent sorcery employed in its creation. As the Void Ark never arrived at its destination, however, the island remained uninhabited. I can imagine no more suitable hideaway for our scheming fiend. Even better, Diabolos will not expect us to suddenly arrive on his secluded doorstep. The Talon fleet will carve us a path through the lesser fiends, and we shall strike swiftly into the heart of the confusion to seize the Nullstone. Once the relic is secured, I will use its power to obliterate our devilish foe. As a sky pirate, surely you understand how such an assault relies on speed and surprise. We cannot have a wounded companion slow us down, and potentially doom the entire enterprise. He is holding his shoulder rather gingerly. So, you think you're in charge now, do you, Puss? Poor, broken Leofard's just some dead weight you need to cut away? You know what? I've had a bellyful of your mule in any case. Go on, fly off without me, and see how far you get with your thrice-damned enterprise. Captain Rodlia, compare the direction indicated by the ectocompass with your navigational records, if you please. I think you will find the coordinates coincide with the island in question. Certainly, and feel free to board our flagship when you're set to depart. My darling's large enough to accommodate your adventurer and her fellows with room to spare. Done. Scaith. Scaith. S as in Sam, C-A-I-T-H. Scaith. Alright. So, that's the end of this video. I'm going to watch a video about how to do Done Scaith, and then I will make the video of me doing Done Scaith. So, ta-ta. See you next time. See you soon. Okay, bye.